Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and today WTF is Frostpunk, the board game. Well, Kickstarter is pushing out another great game here, and Lipstickpaddy, please take it away. Alright, peeps, I'm back from holiday, and this is a nice one on Kickstarter that came out today. And it's blowing up by the looks of it. It's not been out that long, maybe a few hours, and look at it, blasted through its goal. It's doing really well, and that's because the IP is very strong, coming from the video game, which was a survival village game where everyone's dying. Yeah, the designer did this War of Mine, and up here designed Nemesis from Awakened Realms. And the other Nemesis game, Lockdown, he also worked on that too. But yeah, city survival game, and it's going to be kicking your butt left, right and centre to try and win the game. Yeah, so a couple of people have been talking about Robinson Crusoe, but in Robinson Crusoe, you know, you've not building up a big city, you've not got loads of people around you that you've got to feed, and you've not got loads of people getting sick and all this stuff, and you've not got the pain of everything that's going on in Frostpunk. So yeah, it's like it's a cousin, you might say, of that. Anyway, this game is amazing, Mark says. A compelling strategy deep Euro. Well, it's one of those Kickstarters that's kind of merging a lot of mechanics from genres coming in. And just look at this picture. Oh, we've got some pornographic board game pictures here. It has an amazing table presence, and interestingly enough, if you kickstart even the base game here, all your minis that you're seeing will be shaded in. They'll be painted in that kind of, what's it called? That Awakened Realms do. We'll see it when you go down. They're actually going to put a shading on this, a black shading. You'll see when you get it. It looks really nice. But essentially, you start off and the board's fairly empty. You've got in the tower in the middle here is generating your heat, and you can solo or co-op it, and you're going to be building on the ice. And once you've started building on the ice, then you've got a worker placement game that you've created yourself. And largely what you're building is based on the events that's happening in the game, which are all going to be horrible. And you can change certain laws coming in here as well. You might allow fist fighting to go on, which can have an effect on people. And you can just see here child labor, adding strange things to food, all stuff like this. So yeah, it's a definitely very pretty game, pretty aesthetic, interesting world as well. You're doing largely thematical stuff, like you need wood, you're going out getting the wood from the trees to make a building, you're going hunting to get food, you've got sick people, you need to build a hospital, things like this. And a complex Euro mechanics. No one's really talking here about kind of the city building of the game, but trust me, it's at its heart, it is a city management game. It really is. And when we see down, there's like 100 different buildings in this game. 100 different buildings. Yes, you're going to be having a huge replayability on this game, and depending on the events that steer your paths of what you need to build, it's got legs. This game has lots of legs. It's got longevity. if you're willing to go into the pain cylinder again, you know, because it's not going to be nice going in. You can see age 16 here, which is a little bit of a not the 14 normal. So yeah, there's stuff in here that is going to be depressing and not nice to hear for kids, because there's going to be some questionable stuff happening to keep these people happy and stuff like that. So over 60 minutes, you expect this to go at least 2 hours with more than one player, and there's lots of stuff going on, lots of upkeep. It's coming in at a nice price, and at the 75 you do get pre-shaded, is what they're calling it. The minis do get pre-shaded. The difference, the €50 difference is the buildings. 100 detailed minis. We'll see that as you go down, and it really is excess. I don't think you need all that, but you know, that's your money, isn't it? If you want to put extra 50 on the pledge. Talking of the pledge, there's no like $1 pledge here. There's no FAQ. It's early days, you know, this might go on day 2. People asking in the comments and stuff like that. I mean, you can put one pledge in here and sneak in, but we don't know if there's going to be a pledge manager. But anyway, in the core pledge, you're getting all the stretch goals, which look great. The expansion is being thrown in also. The premium quality components we'll see as we go down. And you get the cube tower, which is this thing in the middle. It is interesting. You'll probably take a photo of the game at the beginning and then one at the end to see how much you've built up. It is kind of nice. Now, why back now? We've got like, this is kind of your track here. You're putting dice in the, well, dice, you put cubes in the tower, and if they fall out, this is going to be damage to your heating source, and if this thing explodes, it's game over. So that's, you know, you need to manage this thing. You notice this extra deck that's coming in the expansion. You're getting like events are coming in with it. It's just a nice box to get on. It says 25% off retail, which is nice. Get the game before. You can see the pre-shading here. Sun drop. That's the word I'm looking for. Sun dropped. It is getting made in Poland. I mean, I think the studio isn't that far away from Awakened Realms, so all that good stuff. And obviously, these models look great pre-shaded, don't they? They're looking great. And of course, with the contrast of the ice, it looks even better. Now, it does say you can be part of the community. There's going to be some voting polls going on. And so expect the campaign to be community-led in certain ways, which is nice to have. Now, this app, don't get too scared about it. The game is 100% offline. This is optional. Yeah, it is completely... Is it unplugged? It is an unplugged game. Alright, so you don't need the app, and it's on a stretch goal, so... But if you get the app, you're going to get different events and stuff like that, so it potentially extends the game more. But again, it's optional. But that is something to be interested in. Anyhow, yeah, social stuff is happening. The mood changes, and every decision's going to be a heavy decision with consequences. Yes. Brutal. These are the words you need to look at here. The core gameplay will be brutal, challenging, morally complex choices. And it, you know, we're talking brutal decisions here. You're the leader making decisions that are going to affect people's fate. So, you know, if it's not your cup of tea to create a post-apocalyptic world where you're doing not nice stuff for the people, then you might not like this game. It's a bit gritty. Yeah, potentially you could bring in a new era of law, like you are being the Mrs. Goody Two-Shoes, but how far are you going to go playing like that if the event deck throws poo-poo your way? Now, the designer did of course get amazing accolades on when it came to the PC, so it is very good. It's no surprise that it came to the board game, although he has took his time coming here, as it needed a lot extra to put it into plastic and put a board on. Now it is nice. It has this upgradable cube tower interior, so potentially you can build an upgrade to the tower as part of one of your options. So you basically add this component on the top, and yeah, your cubes are less likely to fall if you upgrade the tower, so it is very nice. Tiles here are nice, A and B tiles. And you don't know what's on the tile. You're going to be flipping it when you go there, hoping you get a resource. That's going to be a bit of a risk reward. Things like this. Population board, as people die in the game. Hope and discontent, unhappy with what you're doing. Going to be a lot of that. And look at all these boards. An event board, a dusk board because there's a time of day, your supply board, your buildings board, your faith and order board, your expedition board, your hunger and sickness board, your generator board. Oh my god, look at all these things that are going on in the game. I mean, this is a lot just to keep the game flowing, all these dials and stuff, and you can see that the video game was highly complex, and he's tried his best to whittle this down to its raw basics here, and it's still a lot. Look, this is just the tracking of the game. There's a lot of it. Yeah, lots of large cards. These are going to be all the bad stuff that's happening. Yeah, 110 event cards. Some are morning, some are dusk. Disputes, laws you can bring in, and all that good stuff. The expedition cards are kind of when you go out looking for more stuff. You can send your people out and you may find some technology. Weather's going to be affecting you as well, a bit of randomness to that. Oh, the meeples you're going to have is engineers, you're going to have workers, and you're going to have children, which you can put to work also. Not going to be happy if you do that. Automatons, robots, these things. Okay, I don't know. Mining, are they helping you mine? Autonomons. 8 children, 2 children in special colours. Who are they? And a lot of these cubes are going in the tower. Now, nice building tiles when you put them out. Nice and chunky. And dual-sided as well. You can upgrade a lot of these. And a lot of these tiles, if you get the €50 extra, you'll be putting this out on the table with a mini. So it is really, really good. Resource-wise, it's not that heavy, actually. A lot of this is going to be going on the carts, the trackers. So yeah, this is all for the trackers that we mentioned up above. And it's going to have a nice component tray to put all this stuff in, which is good. Prepare yourself. Oh, they're just the small. There's more of them, and there's more of them. Where's the fighting pit? Is there a fighting pit? Can we see that? I mean, it is here. There is a fighting arena. Not spottable. Not spottable. Anyway, you can just see here a ton of minis that you can be getting for this game. It's going to have a huge presence on the table, looking fantastic, and yeah, you get the idea of the Frostpunk here with all the steam works going on and all that jazz. Yes. It was designed to be a base where lots of different scenarios could be played. That's why there's so many different buildings. The replayability is based on this event deck. And the event deck's really big. And not too much luck, people say. There is a bit of luck in it, but it's not Robinson Crusoe's rolling dice and killing yourself. Yes, the morality track, the weather track, the generator, technologies coming in, upgradable technology, and you've got worker placement actions open up on the board when you build stuff, and your people are gonna get sick and consequences start happening with that. Sometimes a plague might start out if you don't look after it, so you've got to kind of manage the bad and hope it don't get worse. Exploring the nice addition to the game as you get going out to get stuff. That's kind of nice to push you out from the main board. And there's gonna be many consequences to what you've done that don't play out on the round you're on. Might be a couple of rounds later, and then you go, oh no, we did that thing. Oh. Notice your hunger. Will you introduce the food additives law to add sawdust to the meals? Okay, so there's going to be like weird stuff happening. And there's going to be long hours of toil. So this is going to be a game where there's lots of pain. You're going to try to fix all these problems. It's not going to be a happy game. I mean, it might be happy when you start getting everything manageable. That could be where it starts to turn, when you turn the corner. But that's going to be very difficult to get to. Yes, when night falls, your people come from work, hoping to find a bit of warmth in their shelters. Yeah, you might not have room for them. You might have destroyed where they're sleeping to create a building. Dun, 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 dun. Is it getting crowded in the buildings, or is it going to be very cold that night? Do you have enough food? Oh. So yeah, all good. All sounds great. Component. Lots of people enjoying it. There's a ton of videos down here to check it out. Unfortunately, it was all done with the Tabletopia digital version of the board game. And it's blasted through, it's funded, so it says these are ideas, and these are going to be voted on. So new shapes of meeples, new shapes of buildings, so there's not going to be copy-paste buildings, which is good to see. More scenarios, yes. More technology, of course. More laws coming in. This generator upgrade. The Frostpunk app. It'll be interesting if they do a vote on the stretch goals, because how many of these backers want the app? That'll be an interesting thing. You know, if it's app versus generator upgrade, what are you going to vote for? Yes. Potentially the whole of this could be unlocked anyway, and it's all pretty cool. I can take it or leave it with the app, but all the other stuff here is looking great. It really is. Anyway, ooh, looking good, looking good, looking good. Game's gonna take 10 months to complete. There's still lots to go on. No problem, this Kickstarter, we're used to at least a year from the pledge, right? And the shipping is good, very good. You know, coming from Poland, I don't know what the Polish shipping companies are doing, but they're the best in the world. You can get things shipped to Mexico cheaper than you can from the United States. How is that possible? Shipping from Poland to Mexico is cheaper than the United States to Mexico. You couldn't make it up. Well, there you go. Shipping's good. So, lots of stuff happening, and definitely keep your eye on the page. There's going to be, like I say, community voting on stuff, and a lot of interesting stretch goals. And yeah, Frostpunk, the board game, looking great. Let's go down to that picture. Oh, look at it, looking fantastic. Definitely recommend this game. I mean, if you don't mind going into a horrible world where it's going to be painful to fix, but doable, you know, in a co-op way, where you could be arguing what to do. All looks good, doesn't it? And you know, these the tower could look great when it's painted with it frosted around, but you know, it's supposed to be heat. Anyway, it all looks potentially fantastic, and I love the way it looks on the board and the replayability with all the different events and stuff like that. It looks great. Oh yeah, Frostpunk, we love you. It's on our shortlist. We're expecting some big things coming down the pipe between now and the middle of November, so we'll just have to balance it out. Hopefully we'll get a $1 pledge coming in and all that good stuff, as we may have to stretch it out with $1 pledges with the amount of good Kickstarters coming out soon. So yeah, Frostpunk. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up to help the channel, and thank you so much for watching. You've been listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.